Hello everyone, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play Quest for Glory 2 Trial by Fire, The Thief Path, the VGA remake. Well, last time you'll recall, we ended with me coming to the Adventurers Guild, saying that I was going to train a bit off camera. Well, actually I've done a fair bit of that. I didn't make a note of where I was character-wise at the end of last chapter, but you'll note here it is mid-morning on day 3. I currently have 15 stamina pills, having exhausted my supply and gone back to the apothecary once already this morning. And at this point in the midday, you'll note I've already got my agility maxed out at 200, intelligence up to 185, strength to 112, vitality 164, luck at 137, weapon use at 115, and dodge at 153. Well, my most recent save is slightly different. I'm now down to 3 bottles of vigor pills, so this is 12 fights later. Dodge is now maxed out, thanks to me just moving back and forth a few times until I got exhausted. Weapon use is up to 124, strength is up to 118. Intelligence, almost maxed out at 194, because dodging makes you smarter. Agility, still 200. Vitality, 173. Luck, an impressive 154. So why have I not completely and totally exhausted myself? Well, I have now become so efficient at fighting and dodging that it is difficult for me not to beat Uhura in a straight-up fight. And I thought it would be impressive to let you see the first time that we actually managed to win a fight against her. So, with that in mind, that is what we will do first. Because by this point I've gotten pretty good at reading her gestures and knowing when to move and how to time my attacks. I was not expecting to be quite that good, however. I didn't miss a beat there. Well, I had to get cocky, didn't I? But I got the counterattack just great. Yeah, you can get into a rhythm to take her down with your swings and stabs if you alternate. And those handy critical hits help as well. See, we've got her almost half beat already. And I think one more of those should do it. Still hanging on. You taught Uhura a lesson. That'd be enough for today. Soon you'll be giving me lessons. And after that, it's still midday. Shockingly enough, but I have managed to get most of my fighting stats almost all maxed out at this point. And let's see, after that bit of rest, yeah, it's mid-afternoon. Alright, well, one more bit of comedy I want to see to today is something I discovered reading up on Easter eggs in the game. And one more reason to play this in the in a mode where you can type in things is that there are several things that you can say to Ali Chica that will get an interesting response. We saw one earlier when I did the duck dialogue, the why a duck. So I've got a rather sizable list of them here, so let's go ahead and ask him about money. That's the good of the story, boss. Oh wait, I'm talking to him about that. I need to ask him about that. So ask him about money. I can no sell you something unless you got some dinars or centimes. Okay, then we ask him about the money changer. I think we did this before, but you want to find the money changers, right? No problem, boss. Well, you go north until you can see a way to go left. Then you take it away. Now you go until you see a way to go right. Then you take it that away. You go until you can see a way to go right, and then you go to the right. Then you go until you can go away to the right again. That's the right away. Go that way until you can turn right. Go until you come to a place where you can turn right again. Turn left, follow the road, and you can miss it. Yeah, his directions are a bit out there, but that actually is the, well, a way to get to the money changer if you don't go directly to the Fountain Plaza. We can also ask him about the weapon shop. The weapon shop, she's in the Plaza of Fighters. And it's not on the list, but I just thought I'd ask about the sword seller. You need an answer to that, you ask someone else. Okay, well, we can also ask him about the apothecary. The apothecary is in the Plaza of the Fountain. No fancy directions. It is in the Plaza of Fountains. I tell you where to go to find the guild hall. You go to the plaza here and you take the street until you can turn left. You go left until you can no go more, then you go right. Easy enough. You can ask about the enchantress. You think maybe you go visit the enchantress, huh? Well, you go north from the Plaza of the Fountain. When you come to a place where you can go south, you go that way. Keep going until you go north for 2 times. The next time you go north, her house is the first door on the west. Actually, that works. Let's see, we can ask about the palace. You want to know what the palace is? Just look for it on the map. You find the palace right in the palace of the plaza of the palace. Or the place of the palace. We can also ask about the Sultan. I got a great coconut ashtray with his face on it. You put your cigarette in his mouth and smoke rings come out his ears. And we can also ask about astrologer. To find the astrologer, you go up the street until you can turn right. Then you go down at the street until you can turn right. When you see a door at the end of the street, you find your place. We can also ask about flowers. Lisha, she sells the flowers right there beside you. And you can ask about the other merchants. Saba sells some woven baskets in the Plaza of the Fountains. Rugs. Tarim sells carpets in the plaza of the palace. We don't ask about pots. Tusher sell her pottery. Food. Scorty and Slurry sell good snacks in the plaza of the fountain. Ask about brass. Tashtari sells his brasswork in the plaza of the fountain. Then we've got, let's see, plants. Lusham sell her plants in the plaza of the fountain. And so on and so forth. We've got leather. Minarchia work a lever in the plaza of fighters. Kiram here sells some clothing in the plaza of fighters. And we can finally ask about... Well, we can't ask about that one yet. That will come up shortly, I think. But speaking of the astrologer... And how did that handle our communication? That did not raise our communication skill, but we somehow did get our honor raised to 60. And my weapon use is now up to 127, strength up to 119, vitality up to 175. But as I was saying, speaking of the astrologer, we may have our fortune ready, so let's go see. It is good that you returned. There is much I need to tell you. Alas, never before have I read such troubling signs as those which guide you. Your future is very dark. Okay, greet. And ask about fortune. Darkness will lead you into a tomb. You will walk in fire, earth, water, and air, through temptation, and at last into despair and desolation. Darkness will triumph unless you stop the last light. Maybe you should consider a new line of work and get out of this hero business. Have you considered accounting? And we can ask him a few things as well. They're not listed on here. He called us Hassan when we came in earlier, so we can ask about Hassan. Hassan is my lens washer. Wonderful boy, but a bit convexing at times. Let me ask about chart. Actually, my stockbroker gave me the chart you see on the wall. And we can also ask about Rebus. I never was any good at those things. And we can ask about the model. The orrery works on magnetic principles. It was told to me that it describes an obscure system containing such planets as Xenon, Ortega, Pestilon, Phoebulate, and Uranus. I don't know what to think about Uranus. Yeah, that would of course be a nod to Space Quest series. We can also ask about the planets. They are small burning objects that move constantly in the night sky. Ask about the dartboard. The casting of darts is the astrologer's version of the scientific method. You can also ask about Scorpion. The Scorpion pretends poison and deceit. And we can also ask about Hero. The stars predict that only a great hero may aid us through the upcoming darkness. And we can also ask about signs. The planet Salim has been missing from the sky for several days now. Last night the planet Amal was gone. Instead, a large, fiery star blazed in the eye of the dragon. Even now the dragon and the scorpion are rising. And we can also ask about dragon. The dragon is a sign of vast magical power. I believe we've gotten that one before. And that is all we need from the astrologer. So we'll go ahead and sneak our way out. And even though I've got lockpicking maxed out, lockpicking is still a fine activity for doing various things to boost our other skills. Although it doesn't seem to be helping all that much. At least not compared to a good fighting workout. But we'll do enough to get myself to where I need to rest again. And aren't you glad I'm not making you watch me grind all of this all the time? Although that got Picklocks up to 173 and boosted intelligence. And got the message about needing to rest there. Still mid-afternoon, but it does occur to me. Would be a good time to go and buy some more vigor pills. Okay, so that has gotten us back up to 18. And I still have 53 dinars and 98 centimes in my purse. Although while I'm here, might as well buy some poison cure pills just to be safe. And what the heck? And because there's no kill like overkill. If you give him a dinar or more, he'll go, "Oh, what a wonder is it a dream, O Effendi, there is no end to your goodness." And that did not boost our honor, but I'm feeling pretty good. And hey, vitality and intelligence is almost maxed out. And I'm going back and forth trying to trigger something. Because we've yet to see a certain Easter egg, but well, just to show off a little bit, I think we'll go ahead and take a quick trek out into the desert. So that I can show you one of my other workout regiments. And maybe we can get into one exciting fight before. Now we run up the hill, but then immediately go back to sneaking. But as in the first game, we can go ahead and pick up a handful of rocks anywhere in the desert. I go until I'm overburdened. And we can just start throwing rocks. until we are too tired to throw rocks anymore or run out of rocks. And this is the best way to improve your throwing skill in the game, on account of we no longer have a Thieves Guild to practice knife throwing at. Oh, and oddly enough, that seems to take me out of sneak mode. But yeah, just that quick little burst boosted my strength to 121 and my throwing to 106. So we'll probably be able to max those out after a morning or two of doing that. But enough of that. I came out here for a bit of adventure, a bit of action, and a quick stroll down to the oasis and back might give us that. Oh. But before I do that, and oh, something's coming to get us. A bandit. Well, I was hoping to see a scorpion or a pterosaurus for variety, but you know what? I'll take it. You wisely demonstrate your inborn self-preservation skills. Well, because if I get into a fight, I'd rather be fully rested, but you know what? Okay, so now that I have a fully filled stamina meter, now let's wait till he stands up. Yeah, Uhura knew what she was talking about, saying stick close to these guys. Don't give them a chance to start throwing knives, whatever you do. Yeah! $4.35. Sorry, the brigand's dead broke. I want to make sure that I got all my daggers back. And after that, Lux 157, Vitality's 179. I swear, your weapon use gets a little bit better when you're in actual fights rather than sparring, but not gonna knock it. didn't see what message I just got there, but... Ah, sunset approaches. Well, that was in fact what I was waiting for. Beard must stay or dervish drift away. Yeah, it will not let us take a second piece of the dervish's beard, unfortunately. Keep off the grass. Yeah, this is another little Easter egg. You'll see random signs materialize as you're walking around, and the occasional mirage. And we just bypassed Scorpion, which I'm okay with avoiding that for the moment, because since the sun is setting, we can now go do what I was going to close this chapter out with. And it's good to get the sneaking practice in the field in. And bingo, we just made a successful trip through the desert without a Saurus, because we are awesome. And Sitar has already moved inside the inn. And yet, Poet will speak if we will sit. And the change meter of game Shima comes out to listen to the performance. Anyway, in the month of the serpent, in the year of the yin, a shadow passed over the Kata's tail inn. Astrologers foretell that doom shall come to dwell, and Shapir shall be but sand upon the wind. Comes a hero from the north, riding on the very air, and this sign is the first to then beware. For darkness soon shall fall, and shadow cover all, the city and the ones now living there. The first doom shall be fire, which shall burn the very stone. The next is air, and rocks are overthrown. Earth shall be the third, and the final doom is heard. The water gone, the city parched like bone. Unless the one called hero is a hero true indeed, who comes to help the city in its need. Then we'll face the depths of doom in the darkness of the tomb. From the elemental's master we are freed. That's the second person they deliver a prophetic warning about a tomb. I don't like it. Well, we can now go over and say hello to the poet. So, greet. Many forget the polite thing to do. Greetings too often are given by few. I accept and confide in your gesture of pride. The same I extend now to you. The Poet Omar is honored by your greetings and wishes you the same in return. Thank the poet. You are most welcome, hero who came here. May you always be so welcome in Shapir. Such a thing was done with pleasure in hero and needs no mention. We can also, I think, attempt to pay the poet. There is no need for that. I am a poet rich in spirit already. Jafar does not want my money. Well, at the very least, he's not going to take it. So we'll go ahead and ask name. I am the poet, teller of tales that all might hear, speaker of speeches, weaver of words for all Shapir, giver of gossip, writer of rhymes, narrator of news. I am called Omar, teacher of truths, all now near. The poet is a source of information and entertainment for the land. Companion. Companion, conscience, ready to defend, teller to those that they may comprehend. A man of pride yet sits by my side, a person I'm pleased to call my friend. The poet may his poems be praised as most flattering his assessment of me. I am but his follower. Ask about the poem. A poem is but words used in a different way, in which the meaning is far more than words can say. More than words. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. A poem goes beyond mere meaning of its words to express the deeper truths within them. Ask about daily news. News abounds in this city and land, of such shall I speak. May you learn what you can. The poet will be happy to discuss such matters with you. Ask about rumor. It is whispered by the kata that a hero has been sought by their kindred seeking elsewhere to this city he was brought. From their homeland they were banished, now they seek there to return, and the hero shall return them to the place they ever yearn. The kata were driven from their home in Razir last year. It is said they now have a hero who will return them their home to them. Shapir. From the mountains whose tips touch the stars, to the streets filled with bazaars, to the desert of flowing golden sand, a tapestry of art across the land. The beauty of this land must be experienced to truly appreciate it. And that's about the desert. A place where all must fight just to survive. Forethought and wit shall help thee stay alive. Only the toughest or smartest can survive the desert alone. And we can ask about Razir. The dark has touched her and turned her aside. All the things of light that once did there abide. Razir is left to crumble in despair. Thus wickedness and folly now reside. But in the doer's arrogance and pride, the light grows ever stronger outside. A hero strives to force the darkness back, and into morning shall be Razir's guide. The city of Razir has been overcome by darkness, yet there shall be a hero to return her to the light. And hero. You may ask what is a hero, yet the answer is very clear. He's the one that faces fear when the darkness gathers near. A hero will brave the very darkness for the needs of others. The darkness gathers, and a man then strives to do evil to another. Darkness thrives. The darkness smiles, and those it gathers fight, delighting darkness as it takes their lives. Darkness delights in doing evil. And we'll go and ask about the Shapir stuff. Inn. It is said that in Shapir there is an inn, that in all the world you will not find its twin. The food is fine when there you care to dine, most excellently run by Kata kin. The Kata's Tail Inn is unexcelled in its food and entertainment. Fountain. In the center of the city stands a fountain flowing free, pours the lifeblood of the living, water washing endlessly. Water sustains everything around it. Dinarzad. When a stranger seeks to purchase in this land some things of finery or of purpose grand, from the shops of the bazaar he must first have a dinar. The money's changer's purse will fill his hand. Money changer exchanges coins. Aziza. A wizard woman weaves the warp of spells, by which is watched what instance befell. Aziza sees the present and the past, perceives that which is, and thus shall be foretells. And changers use her magic to see what's going on. Adventurer's Guild. A place where the adventurer may pause and practice for a while, or choose a cause no matter where he travels. Travels? There he knows he will find the guild hall waiting where he goes. Through the door at the end of the Tariq of Stars is a man who can see the lights of the sky and the nature's plan. For the men of the sands and the towns of the lands down below, what is writ of the date, and the deeds that their fate shall bestow. We could ask about Thieves' Guild. Some questions are far better left unsaid, for greater troubles follow in their stead. It's best that you not ask. Bazaar. For all who journey from the lands afar, the center of the city, the bazaar, is filled with merchants' magic and shall be a wonder to behold, a joy to see. And the palace. The palace gates are open to but few. Only the Sultan's summons can go through. And the Sultan. There is a Sultan in the land of Shapir, who speaks but truth and counsels all to hear, to whom all the people praise and cheer. The righteous rejoice and the foul all fear. The Sultan Harun al-Rashid, may his name be known always, is the most powerful and perceptive ruler. And we can also just ask directly about the poet, and yeah, we got that one already. Alright, well, with that done, we'll go ahead and then say goodbye. The words of departure are what I do here. Farewell till the next time you lend me your ear. Farewell, hero. And we will go ahead and sleep till morning, because we have had a long day. And nothing much to occupy ourselves this night. Daenerys said it would be a good night to sleep in. But I just realized that we have gone a bit over my usual time for this chapter, so I'm going to go ahead and save here. And next time we will start out on day 4, and perhaps go seek some new adventure in the desert again. See you then.